Hi there, how's it going? Hola from Cozumel, Mexico. It is an island in the Caribbean just off of the Yucatan Peninsula, which is just a 30-minute or so ferry ride that away. The rest of the Caribbean Sea and Caribbean islands are stretching to the west from Cozumel Island. Cuba is just about 90 miles away, so short little swim. Alright, so in this video then I thought that I would answer the most common question asked of me, which is, how the hell do I afford to travel so much? I just made another video talking about my world travels over the past 25 years. I'll just sum that up very briefly by saying that I first started traveling abroad on a trip to Europe in the summer of 1990. So this May 1st will make 25 years that I've been traveling around the world. This is my 9th trip abroad. I've been to 25 countries in those 25 years. And I've spent about 3 years of my life altogether traveling around the world. How do I afford to do it? I must have a trust fund or hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, or some sort of a great deal of a sum of money somewhere for me to be able to do this. Nope, not at all. I'm quite a broke guy for the most part, but I've just managed to come up with the money necessary to travel budget style, extreme budget style in some cases, and make it last as long as possible. And so I'm just going to give a general idea of how I managed to make that happen, and what it costs to actually fund a trip like this for a number of months. So anyone who has been subscribed to my channel here for at least the past year or so will know that I've been working in Jasper National Park, Canada, in the Canadian Rockies. So I've worked in Jasper National Park 5 times over the past 6 years, and that is the main way that I've saved up money for my travels. I don't have many other expenses. At this point, basically, I just have my student loans and phone payment. And then working somewhere like that, I'm just saving every penny. The housing was cheap. I worked the night shift at the front desk of a hotel and paid a little bit better than the day shift. I, wasn't going out partying, spending my money on beers and stuff. I was just, saving every dollar that I could. So I was able to save about $1,000 a month. And so at the end of 8 months, then I had 8 grand saved. At the end of this time in 2014, after working 4 months, I had a little bit saved up when I started my trip. And so I started off with about 5 grand. But in addition to that, I am now making money online through my YouTube videos and my ebooks, and so that is helping to supplement my travels and helping me to extend things. So you're gonna have to have some money. I mean, if you're up for doing it the extreme way, then there are ways to travel for practically for free. You can hitchhike around. You can utilize couch surfing. You can make use of work exchange opportunities such as woofing and helpx.net. Make friends, stay at their house, bring a tent, camp, sleep on beaches for free. You can even take it to the extreme of stopping into a restaurant and saying, can I help do some dishes in exchange for a free meal, or whatever. I haven't quite gone to that extent, but let's just assume that we're talking about people wanting to do traveling that doesn't resemble being, completely homeless on the streets here. You're going to have some money to work with, at least a few $1,000s. But depending on where you go, you can really stretch that money a long ways. I have a video titled Travel in India on $10 a day, and I document my expenses throughout the day. And sure enough, I got through the day on just $10, including my own hotel room, eating out, using an internet cafe, etc. That's pretty extreme. It's more like an average of like $15 a day in India when you factor in your transportation costs, etc. But still, for $15 in India, you can cover all of your expenses. You can buy gifts, go to the Taj Mahal, a palace, castle ruins, a zoo, a movie, whatever, for $10 to $20 per day. So in certain countries you can travel really, really cheap. It's just your airfare to get there, and then $500 a month to travel. So it isn't as expensive as a lot of people think. If you're used to spending a couple $1,000 for a cruise or a vacation here to Mexico. So I've been in Mexico for 3 weeks, and I've managed to do things pretty darn cheap so far. My first 8 or 9 days, then I had a cheap room in Playa del Carmen, a nice little town on the sea, just straight across there. The ferry takes you straight there in 30 minutes. And my room was $32 for a private room with a bathroom outside of the room in a hostel. So check hostel websites such as hostelworld.com, hostels.com, booking.com. That is a great way to book accommodation in advance, even just for the next day or that day, so that you can search around, compare prices, check out the rooms, etc., read reviews, and you can find very good deals. The dorm rooms at that hostel were just $12. So with a $12 accommodation, and then just keeping things simple as I generally do, of walking around, going to the beach, finding a good place to eat, having a beer or two here and there, then you could get by in Mexico even on $20 to $30 a day. Buses are quite cheap as well, and then the entrance fee to the ruins is anywhere from $5 to $10 or so to go see the Mayan ruins and whatnot. I am headed next to Belize and then Guatemala, and Guatemala is supposed to be especially cheap. So I'm expecting that I should be able to get by there on like $20 a day or so, pretty easy, hopefully with my own room. So that gives you a general idea of how I managed to make this happen. First of all, I do have to work a job and save up a chunk of money, but I've made this my focus so that I'm now getting to the point of making money from my travels, so that I'm supporting myself as I'm going along. And there are lots of other ways to do this. I met a girl in Thailand who's taught English via Skype, and she managed to pay for her travels that way, teaching English online, which is something that you can do anywhere. So if you have some sort of a service, if you build websites, if you do counseling that you can do online, use your imagination. There are many different ways to do it. If you can make a living online especially, then you can do it anywhere in the world. And then there are things like teaching English abroad. As I mentioned, doing some kind of a work exchange program. I will put the links to the websites that I've mentioned in this video down below. And so, in my case, I'm a single guy. I don't have the responsibilities of children and mortgage, excessive car payments or whatever. And so that means I'm basically just paying for my travel expenses. So that's one big factor there. And then I show in my videos, what various things cost. I try to give some tips in certain videos, etc. So feel free to subscribe here. Lots more to come of my travels and my various suggestions on how to travel on a budget and have a great time doing it. So thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and lots more coming. Hasta luego.